Welcome to CCA's guide to buying a classic car at auction. I hear you ask, why buy at an auction? Surely it's better to buy from that little old lady with the 1959 Mini in the barn. Well, they are an endangered species, sadly. And the great thing about classic car auctions is all the cars are in the one place. So there's a time and opportunity cost saving. You don't have to go trailing around the country looking at over-described cars. And you have certain legal safeguards as well. Old cars at these auctions have to be described honestly and transparently. And if there's an issue over the car's past, its ownership, the auction company checks all this stuff out so you don't have to. So millions of people are buying old cars across the globe at auction. But as with anything old, there are certain things you need to look for.
1215, 15 here, 1800 if you like. 1500, 1800 surely.
So first, the financials. Don't come to a car auction thinking you're going to have a lovely day out, and if you bid something and then change your mind, it doesn't matter. It does. When that hammer falls and it's your bid, you own that car. You have a legal contract with the auctioneer. You've got to come with two forms of identity to register to bid. You've obviously got to have the money in your account, and you have to pay for the car, if you're the winning bidder, within 24 hours. And also remember that you've got to get the thing home. Are you going to drive it or are you going to have it transported? And the auction company can help you with things like transport. Remember too that there's a buyer's commission on top of the hammer price. So it goes down to you. You will then have to pay at this auction 6% on top plus VAT on that 6%. So you need to familiarise yourself with all this stuff. It's all in the catalogue and on the website, but make sure you know what you're doing before you come. And the best advice is to go to several car auctions, old car auctions, before you actually stick that hand in the air. You also need to know that the classic car market is in pretty rude health. In fact, it's outperformed prime residential London property, stocks and shares, gold, diamonds, fine wine, you name it. Some of these old cars have gone up by 400, 500, 600% and carry on rising. This is a 1987 Mercedes 500 SL. I can remember when you could buy one of these, and it wasn't long ago, for maybe 10 grand. Now, a few years later, this car, I will be very surprised if it doesn't make £20,000. So you've got this fantastic situation now where people want physical assets like this. They don't want stocks and shares and unit trusts and equities. They want things that you can touch and you can trust. So these cars are going up. And the great thing about the classic car market is that if you were to buy this car for £20,000 now, and then you kept it for 3 or 4 years and it goes up to £30,000, you're not taxed on that profit because the Inland Revenue still see old cars as a wasting asset. But before you get swept away with the love of it all, really take this seriously. Do your research, do your homework. The great thing about car auctions is that the car will appear in the auction catalogue and on their website weeks before it goes underneath the hammer. So you've got a chance to check things out. Just putting the registration number into Google can tell you lots of things. How much the car was last sold for. It might be famous, it might be an ex-road test or press car. So little things like that can tell you a lot. And then when you get to the auction, be a detective with the history file. History files are really important. They show that someone's cared diligently for the car. Putting this all in plastic folders, this means that this car has been cared for. And just leafing through it, I can see it's a 68 MGC Roadster. It was originally Snowberry white. It's had a colour change. It was restored a while ago. And I've got MOTs going back to 1980 that start at 30,000 miles and it's 51,000 miles, and they go up according to the mileage. So it's very likely this car is a proper, genuine mileage car. So that's rare. So this is a very, very important thing to have. And when you come to sell your classic, having a thick, fat history file with old bills and MOTs really does make it a prince among classics. Mechanical checks you've got to do. You can't drive a classic car at auction, but you can start it up. You can listen for ticking noises. You can check for blue smoke, oil burning blue smoke from the exhaust. But if you don't know anything about mechanics, then for goodness sake, bring someone who does, because classic cars are essentially just old second-hand cars. So you really do need to check them over carefully. This is a very nice MGC. One of the really important things to understand with classic car auctions is originality and how to recognize it. This is a 1976 Daimler Sovereign 3.4 that has had one owner from new and covered just 55,000 miles. And you look at this engine compartment and you think, okay, there's a few age-related marks here, it's a little bit scruffy, I wouldn't want it. What we're buying here is this lovely, untouched, virgin originality, and that's really, really, really precious. You can see that it's just gently faded and it's not been all spiffed up and it's shiny. So it's a real skill to be able to recognize an original car like this. I mean, this is about 5-6 grand's worth, but you're buying the dedication of that one owner to have kept it like this for all these years, and that makes it special. That makes it almost time warp. So learn to know what originality is and don't confuse it with just being a tiny bit scruffy. This is a very, very magnificent old XJ6. And finally, learn to spot the trends, because you can see them. This is a 1985 Range Rover. It's the 4-door. Now the 2-door Range Rovers, the ones from the early 70s, have gone absolutely stratospheric, 30, 40, some of them are making 100 grand, the very, very early pre-production ones. So you don't have to be Carol Vorderman to work out that this same shaped car, but with the 4 doors, will start to go up when the prices of those early Range Rovers get unaffordable. Now this is probably going to be about £8,000 or £9,000. It's a 44,000 miler as well. Lovely car in black. Next year, that could well be worth £15,000. So you can have, and this is my significant point here, you can have classic car fun, classic car ownership, all those lovely classic car events being lit by your own personal spotlight as you drive your old car around for free. You might even make a profit, but at the very least, you'll probably get back what you've spent on your car if you bought it right when you come to sell. Trust me, people, this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. Do your research, go to a classic car auction, and come away with an asset that'll go up, not down.